Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin and today I have my bucket of trash, and so we are going to be doing my buys and buys. I did get inspired to do this video from another YouTuber. Her name is Anne. I always have her linked down below. So the premise of this video is I do my empties and my purchases. So things that I am buying into my collection and things that are leaving my collection and I can say bye-bye to. I've been tracking my inventory, my numbers, my purchases all year, so I will make sure to have my playlist linked down below. I also did a video where I talked about my budget for next year, and then I also have a get ready with me where I am doing this look that I have on my eyes and on my face today. This was reflecting on purchases from Q4 of 2022. So this look is up on my channel. It was the last video that I uploaded, but I'll make sure to also put it in the eye and down below if you want to see how I got this look and have a chit-chatty get ready with me reviewing some products from last year. But without a whole lot of rambling, because we all know November is when all the sales were happening, all of the Black Friday, so I have quite a bit to go through. So let me actually take a screenshot and a snippet of my spreadsheets so that I can go over that with you guys, and we'll go ahead and get into my empties. The puppy is in the room with me. He's actually playing behind my tripod. So if you hear puppy noises or maybe a little bit of squeaking, then that is him. He is still growing and getting so big. But let me go ahead and unload this completely full trash can of products. Let me lay it out in my categories and we will go through my empties. All right, I got everything laid out in front of me. Let me do my empties, like the one-offs, like the categories that are not my bigger categories. Let me do those first. And so this is actually something that I've not shown on my channel before as an empty, but this is my second one that I've gone through. This is the Gigi Strip Free Microwave Wax. And so I do use this, and again, TMI, but we're all friends here. I use this to wax my underarms. I have very sensitive underarms and sensitive to shaving more than to other products. But anytime I would shave my underarms, they would just get so inflamed and so angry and painful for days. Didn't matter if it was a brand new razor, if I was using my shave oil, if I was moisturizing, exfoliating, whatever it was. I did all the tricks. I cannot shave my underarms. So I resorted to waxing. I was looking into getting it waxed like at a salon in my area, but I was like, I don't want to have to go in like every 2 or 3 weeks and get my armpits done. That would cost a lot of money. So I looked on Amazon and I found a wax that works for me. I got a pack of like the bigger popsicle sticks and I just popped this in the microwave. I have already repurchased this, so the one I'm using right now is the third one that I've purchased. This has been working out really well for me. My armpits do very well with waxing, and basically every 2-3 weeks I just go ahead and wax again. Less hair is growing back, so it's kind of a win-win, but definitely this is something that I love. I considered like even investing in like one of the bigger wax warmers and like doing the whole setup, but for right now this is really working for me, so I love this product. Speaking of shaving, I did go through one of the Tree Hut shave oils, and this is in the coconut lime scent. I have already picked up another one of these and I got it in the watermelon scent, so this is a constant repurchase for me. Again, my skin is just very sensitive to shaving, even my legs, like very sensitive to shaving. So this does help with any sort of like razor bumps or just irritated skin from shaving. This does help, especially with my legs. So this is a constant repurchase. This wasn't my favorite scent, but they have a lot of really good scents, and so you can't go wrong. And then another kind of one-off would be I used up a travel size of a perfume. This is the Flower Bomb. Lots of doggy movements happening. This is the Viktor and Rolf Flower Bomb Nectar. I did roll this into, was this a deck of panning prompt? Because I have my lines here that I was able to use this up. This was on my list of fragrances to use up this year, so this is kind of like an arbitrary goal met in my own kind of goals that I've had for myself. So I am thrilled to have this rolled out. I do love the Viktor and Rolf scents, and so I would pick this up again in a travel size or even a full size. I do really like the nectar kind of scent variety from Flower Bomb and Viktor and Rolf. So I am happy to have this rolled out, but I'm already kind of missing it. Why is that always the case, that when we use something up that maybe we've been neglecting for years, and then finally we focus on it, and then once it's gone, we miss it? Tell me about that. I'll have to go into the psychology of that maybe one day. Let me do my hair care product, and then the rest is skincare and makeup. So this is an Olaplex product. This is Olaplex number 8. So this is the Bond Intense Moisture Mask. And my mom got this for me Christmas last year, I believe. She has an esthetician's license, so she is able to get Olaplex basically at cost. And so she does typically like put a few Olaplex products in my Christmas package that she sends me every year. So I was very thankful to be able to use this. I don't know if I pay attention to my hair enough to know what is actually working. I didn't notice anything special or different about this, so I can't say either way. I'm always thankful whenever my mom sends me Olaplex products, and I always will use them, but this is not something that I'm going to run out myself and go and repurchase, but I'm glad that I was able to get it used up within the year, basically, and not let this sit forever and go to waste. I do have one of the stockings hanging up back there. That is Mr. Simon's stocking. He is our pup that we lost last summer to heart cancer. And so I decided to put his stocking up for my background. I make all of the stockings. I do all the quilting on it. And so his was obviously Star Wars. So he had a Star Wars stocking. But I'm trying to think. I know that I think Anara has a Minnie Mouse stocking. I know my husband has a Batman stocking, and so pretty much anytime we get a new dog, which I need to make a stocking for Washburn, I don't know if I'll have time, but maybe over the next couple weeks I'll make his stocking. But we have homemade stockings for each of our dogs, and I still have the stockings from the 3 dogs that we have lost. I still keep their stockings as well. So I put Simon's up in the honor of him. So let me move on to my skincare. So let me grab this one. This is the Ole Henriksen Fat Glow Facial. I did get this in a FabFitFun. How long ago did I get this? This was from August of 2021, so I'm very happy to finally have this rolled out. This is an airless pump, so everything kind of came up. It was this pinky salmon color product, and then you basically warm it up and rub it until it turns white and you get it on your face. It's a exfoliating type of product. I actually really like this and enjoy this. And this did go on sale on Sephora during the Black Friday kind of like savings stuff. And I thought about picking it up. I think it went on sale like half off, but I don't mask enough for it to make sense for me to spend even 20-something dollars on this. So, and I'm curious if it will ever come back up on FabFitFun or on one of their like flash sales. So I didn't need to run and pick it up again, but I really do like the product and I like the delivery method. I think the airless pump keeps the product really fresh. And so I do like this, but not an immediate repurchase, but definitely sometime in the future, if this went on sale again, I would consider it. I went through my Good Molecules vitamin C powder, so this is completely empty. This is basically a white powder that is a vitamin C powder. I did pick up the replacement of this one during last month's haul, so I did repurchase. This is how I get, no sir, you don't steal those. No sir, thank you. You don't need to be under my table though. You can go lay down with your brother as he goes through all of my wires for all of my lights. One of these days he's going to be too big to fit under this, but he's not going to realize that he's too big, and I have a feeling he's just going to be crashing through everything. But I do love this. It's an inexpensive way for me to get my vitamin C, and so I have repurchased another one of these. It lasted me about a year because I mix about half of it into my concoction of morning serums. And so I mix half of this into one and half of it into the other. And I usually go through those in a year's time. But when did I pick this up? So I picked this up in October of last year, and I was able to use it up in November. So within a year, I was able to use up my skincare. And I did point that out in my last video reflecting on my products from late in 2022, that all of the skincare items, apart from one that I think I'm going to finish by the end of the year, all of my skincare products that I purchased last year in Q4, I've been able to use up. And so I'm very thrilled that I'm getting through my products and they're not just sitting in a drawer going to waste. And speaking of kind of my serum that I concoct for myself, this is the Ordinary Caffeine Solution and the Ordinary Niacinamide Solution. And then this is the Innisfree Green Tea Seed Serum. So it's basically a hydrating serum. So I did go through all of these. Basically, if you guys have watched my other videos and how I kind of do my skincare, is I take one of these, one of each of these, and then half of this powder, and I mix them all together in 2 of these bottles. And basically that is my morning serum where I get kind of everything that I need. And because I mix the powder in 1 bottle at a time, by the time this powder is starting to go off in the serum, I'm finishing it off. So I'm not wasting my vitamin C, or I'm not making my vitamin C ineffective by the time it takes me to use one of these up. And so this one I was able to get at TJ Maxx. This is my last one that I was able to get at TJ Maxx. So I'm super, super sad. I have not seen this product at TJ Maxx or Marshalls since I picked this one up, because otherwise I would have purchased them all. But I did get the replacement of this one last month in the Innisfree kind of kit that I bought, which that ended up going on sale for Black Friday. So even though I got it 15% off, like it still makes me kind of, it makes me feel a certain way when something that I buy goes on sale literally 2 weeks later. But I'm happy to have it back in my life. I'm happy to have my little concoction used up, and I can go ahead and call these empties and rotate them out. So 3 more skincare products. I did go through a sunscreen. So, ooh, my lights are bright. Hopefully y'all can see that. But this is the Laneige Hydro UV Defense Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 50+. I loved this. Like, I really love this. I got this in a FabFitFun, and when did I get this in? I got this earlier this year, so I got this in May of 2023, so I was able to use this up very much before the expiration date next year. But this is SPF 50, so this was really good for the summertime, and I would actually consider purchasing this again for the summertime. The Paula's Choice sunscreen that I always get is only an SPF 30, so I would really appreciate this during the summer to be an SPF 50 when we have a lot of sun coming our way. Sorry, he just walked under everything. So you guys know, if my eyes get big and I'm watching something, it's because he is walking all under my tripods. But he's being very, very good, and he's playing with his toys. So loved this. It did not make my skin greasy. It did not hurt my skin. Like, it didn't like clog my pores or make me break out. I really enjoyed this, and I would very much consider picking this up in the summer. And actually, I need to go ahead and put that on my wish list so I don't forget about this next summer. I used up a tube of Aquaphor. I did cut it open to get everything out. The component down here is so hard that, like, I got a good like chunk of Aquaphor out of this cutting it open. Like, there was so much left in here. So I use this. I use this as a lip balm. I use this all over my face for slugging. I use this whenever my eyes were having that reaction to the ColourPop shadows. I would take this and just smear it all over my eyes and my eyelids before I went to bed. So I keep a little jar of this like on my nightstand, so that if I'm having any like tender areas of skin, I slather this on. And so I love this product. I've already repurchased. I have another one of these. Aquaphor is something that I kind of feel like you just need it in your collection. You need it around you to be able to use. Now, I don't think that no, I did not include this in with my budget information just because like this is a staple. This is kind of like, this was equivalent to me as like deodorant. You just need it. It's an essential. But I wanted to let you guys know that I used one up and that I love this, and I will never be without a tube of Aquaphor just around and near me. The last skincare empty that I have is this mini from Dr. Jart, and this is the ceramidin cream. I did cut it open because there was a lot of cream left in there once I cut it open, and I had been curious about this, and I ended up getting like a foil sample, and I used it and I really loved it. And so when I saw this as like one of the free perks or like a 100-point perk, I did pick up a larger tube of it just to see what I think about it, to see if it's something that I would want. Anara and Washburn just went running off. I'm guessing they're going to play in the living room, but this was wonderful. And because I have been more intentional about using the Different Gel and also using my prescription creams, my skin barrier and my skin has been a little bit more sensitive. So I was like, what can I get and what can I use to kind of help heal my barrier, reinforce my skin barrier, like heal my skin from these actives? And I had always been wondering about this, and really, I mean, the ceramidin cream is skin barrier moisture cream, so it's for the skin barrier. So I absolutely loved this. So remember that, because this is going to come up later. But that is the end of my skincare empties, and so that was everything I was able to use up in November. And let's roll into my makeup empties. So a lot of these won't be exciting or like surprises to you guys because I did show them in my Project Pan empties, but I did use up my e.l.f. Camo Hydrating Concealer. I did decant the rest of this and I put it into this little container here and I used it all up. So this concealer is 100% gone and done. I scraped out as much as I could. That container is as clean as I can get it until I actually wash it. So I don't know if you guys would be interested. I don't know if it's just something that would be like background noise for anybody, but at the end of the year, I do take all of my products and like wash them out, like with soap, water, get everything out of them. So whenever I recycle them, they're as clean as possible. I don't know if you guys would want like a makeup chores of just like me videoing the click clack of me washing out my products. Let me know if you're even interested in that, but I might film it. I would have to set up in my kitchen because like I film my sink with everything and scrub everything out. But if you're interested, let me know. But this is an empty. I am thrilled to have it gone because I've used up quite a few concealers this year. So make sure to stay tuned to my end of year empties so that you guys can see everything that I've used up this year. The next item I was able to use up, I actually had in this airless pump, and this was the Rimmel Matte BB Cream. And so this is the actual product. I had 2 of these in this airless pump, and I had started way down here, and I had kind of tracked it with my own marks on here, and so I was able to use this up. I used to mix like a pump or so of this in with my NARS foundation just to kind of bring a little bit of moisture to that matte product, and I love this. I've gone through maybe 3 or 4 of these tubes, but Rimmel does not make this product anymore. I cannot find it. On Amazon, they want like $23 for this tube, and this is like a $2 tube of BB cream. So I'm so sad that Rimmel doesn't make this anymore. If you guys know of a similar product to this that I can use as kind of a mixer where it's a matte BB cream, but it still adds a little bit of sheerness to like fuller coverage foundations, I am really going to miss this. But when was this product from? I picked this one up in 2020, so it needed to go. I needed to use these up, and so I am happy to have another like mixer slash foundation out of my collection to help reduce my numbers. My next empty, and it won't be a surprise because it was in my Project Pan, is my e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. This is in the shade fair. And again, they've changed their shade range a little bit, so like this might not be the same fair anymore, but I did scrape out as much as I could. There is my markings for the entire year. I started using this at the end of January, and then I finished it up. When was this gone? This was gone by the 17th of November, so I was able to get this used up halfway through November. So, I mean, I got a good 10 months of use out of it, so I'm not going to complain about that, but you guys have seen in my last buys and buys that I did repurchase this along with a darker shade to act as like the shade that I used to bronze up my neck, which I did not do today. So hopefully I'm looking a little bit color matched, but I love this product. I've already repurchased. It is beautiful. It is wonderful. I mix it into my foundation every single day. So the last product slash items that are in my empties are going to be some of my beauty sponges. So I have 5 of them here. It is time for them to retire. The puppy actually got a hold of this one, which I don't know how he did, but apparently he jumped up on my little desk here and was running around the house with this one. So it had to go because it has teeth marks in it. But these 4 here are from DS. He is coming back in with a squeaky toy. But these 4 are from DSDM Shop, and then I might need to take that from him. This one is from Nakia Joy. I love these, and you'll probably be able to see it a little bit better on this one, but it's basically a regular teardrop shaped sponge, but it does have one flat side. And so this is my preferred shape of my sponges, and so I am very happy to have these. These are rather old, and so it was time for them to go. I did purchase these in November of 2022, so these were a year old. And before anybody freaks out, basically what I do is I will use a sponge twice before it's deep cleaned, and that's why I keep so many sponges in rotation, is so that I can go a week or 2 before deep cleaning my sponges. So I will use a fresh clean sponge. I will use it for one makeup application, and then I have a little sponge holder where it's able to like get air around it. Then the next morning when I'm going to do my makeup, I do kind of a quick little like soap in my hand kind of run through cleaning. But once I've used it twice, then it goes into the basket to be deep cleaned. So I do clean my sponges, but I like to have about 6 or 7 of them in rotation, just so I can go a full 2 weeks before I need to deep clean my sponges. So these have lasted me an entire year, but it's a year of them getting cleaned very frequently. And really, if I'm only using a sponge 2 times every 2 weeks, I'm not getting a whole lot of use out of them, but these are wonderful. The Nakia Joy one, I love this sponge, but after a while it starts to break down and the little black flecks of the sponge start coming off of it, and so you end up with black specks in your makeup. So that's the only downside of this one, apart from it being twice as expensive as one of the DSMD Shop ones. But overall, these are interchangeable for me. I love them both. It's just these ones are a little bit more affordable. She did do a restock during Thanksgiving, but she's sold out. And so I'm hopeful that that means that she's going to get her website back up and running with lots of restocks, and that these sponges will be available, because I would recommend them 110%. I would recommend these. So I'm sad to see these go, but they definitely got wonderful use from me. Then the last item that I'm guessing, let's call this a declutter because that's what it is. But you guys know I was doing a Pan That palette with the ColourPop Give It To Me Straight, and the 2 maroon shades were giving me an eye reaction. So I stopped using these, I put them back in the palette, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to declutter these 2 shades and this entire palette. I took these shades and I put them into a smaller Z palette that holds 9 pans. I showed that during my last Project Pan update. I showed you guys that in the condensed palette. And so I don't want to keep around a bigger palette with only after I use up my cream shade with only 8 shades in it. So I did condense that. So this palette and these shades are going bye-bye. So those were all of my empty products, or kind of used up products for November. So I had a total of $271.51 of empties. So that amount of empties does not include my eyeshadow palette. I am just decluttering those shades, but I'm keeping the rest of the shades, so I'm considering that still a palette in my collection. But for the year, adding up all of my months, I have $2,686.26 of empties. Boggles the mind. But I am kind of getting down to having a small enough inventory, and even, I don't want to even call it back stock, because again, I'm using what I'm having, but I'm using up the things that have been in my collection since 2020, since 2021, those longer products, the face masks, the things like that. I'm finally getting through those, and so those higher ticket items that I probably got in FabFitFun, because a lot of times I'm not paying full price for this stuff, but I'm getting through them, and they're... So the puppy knocked my camera, so we might be at a slightly different angle, and now he has hiccups. He's too cute for me to be upset with. But as I caught my camera, I lost my train of thought. But mainly, like I said, I think that I'm getting through the things that have been in the back stock for a little while, and I'm very, very happy about that. So the $2,600, almost $2,700, again, is an arbitrary number. It's not about bragging about the cost of my products, because most of my higher end things I'm not purchasing at full price. This is just me being mindful about the amount of money I am kind of going through with these products. And that translates to, definitely, I'm not bringing in $2,600 worth of products every year. So where's the stuff coming from? That's what I want to know. I'm definitely going to do a video in the new year, I think, kind of looking back over my 2023 purchases and being like, where did my money go? I feel like the budget went so fast, and we'll look into that. We'll look at my budget for my purchases when we get into it, that I'm like, where did it go? Even though, of course, this is one of my biggest months of purchases because of Black Friday. So let me go ahead and roll into that. Let me go over to my spreadsheets and let's look at the things that came in first. So this is something that I repurchase every single year. This is something that will be used up next year. So this was stocking my collection to be able to be used next year. And so this is the Gerard Cosmetics Slay All Day Setting Spray, and I do get them in the coconut scent. If you watched my last video, I basically said, I know that there's alcohol in this. I know that it is alcohol based, and some of the other scents of this smell so heavily of alcohol that it's almost nauseating. I think one time I got the green tea scented one because I was hoping for like that nice mild green tea scent. But no, it just smelled like straight up like alcohol and like a cleaning product. It was horrible. I muscled my way through it. But the coconut one smells very good. And so I typically go through 6 setting sprays per year. And so these are my 3, and then you guys will see my other 3 coming up, and these will get me through 2024. Gerard Cosmetics was doing a 50% off sale on their website, so I did get those for $11 each. So I am very, very happy. Oh, this product I forgot to pull off my shelf. Let me grab it real quick. So I forget what video it was that I was talking about this, and literally like the day after I filmed that video, Odin's Eye announced that they were coming back out with their Christmas palettes from last year. So I really wanted, I really wanted these palettes last year. Well, just this one. This one is the Merry Christmas palette from Odin's Eye. I really wanted this one last year, but I know like it wasn't in the budget. I wasn't sure if I wanted to try Odin's Eye. Like I waxed and weaned because I know they did like 1 or 2 restocks of this and I didn't pick it up. And after the fact, after it was gone, I kind of had a lot of regret that I didn't pick up this palette. So after I tried Odin's Eye formula with the Angelica Trick or Treat palette, I was like, okay, I'm on board. I'm on board for this. So this is the color story of, how do I want to hold this? I'm going to hold it upside down, but this is the color story of this palette. Absolutely, I love all of it. The other ones are a little bit more cool toned, and then the two palettes that they came out with this year, of course, one is more cool toned, and the other one, it was so pastel that I was like, I don't want it. I want this. This is absolutely gorgeous, and it is even prettier in person than you could ever fathom it being in the pictures. All of the shimmer shades are just so sparkly and dynamic, and just, oh, the textures. I have not dipped into this yet. I am trying to use all of the shades in my remaining Natasha Denona palettes, and then for like the week of Christmas or like the last week of the year, this will be my palette that I will be working on. So if you guys want to see a get ready with me using this palette, let me know down below and I'll do a look or two. Maybe I'll see what I can do. But like I said, I have a lot of wrap ups and I have a lot of inventories coming up, so I gotta work on that too. But I am so looking forward to working with this palette, and I am so happy that Odin's Eye brought this out for, again, a limited kind of release just for this year, because I am so happy to have that in my collection. That was a no-brainer with my purchases this month. So the next item, I went to TJ Maxx, which, shame on me. I kind of wanted to go today, and I was like, Erin, you do not need to go today. You do not need anything. You do not need to spend any money. But so I thought that I was going to be out of moisturizer at the end of the year, and I pretty much am. I'm working on my last moisturizer right now. We still have, what, 3 weeks left in the year, so I would be out of moisturizer for the year. So I was kind of in a bind that I needed to purchase moisturizer to start using as soon as my other one is done. So I did see this in TJ Maxx. This is a Shiseido product. Is this the Washo? Washo? W-A-S-O? Shiseido doesn't sell this on Sephora or anywhere else anymore, so I think they discontinued this. But actually, the little jar that I had put my concealer in, that was this same product. So when I saw that they had this for what, $17? $16.99? When I saw they had this at TJ Maxx, I picked it up because this is more of a gel moisturizer, which I really like with my oily skin. Look at the beautiful gel. But I just had to pick it up. I had to. Like, I was like, I want this on my face. I want this in my skin. Like, I want this. So I did pick this up to be my moisturizer going into January. And then the other things that I found two Innisfree products. This is the Balancing Emulsion with green tea. So at first, I think when I saw these, I thought these were the toners. But pretty much you can use this just like a toner. It's just a little bit more milky. And so when I am done with my Innisfree hydrating toner that I use in the morning, I'm basically going to use these in their place. And these were on sale, and so these were only $8.99 each. So this will basically be my toner for the majority of next year, and so I won't have to repurchase the $17 toner, the actual toner that they have. So this will get me through probably into the fall of next year. Those will last me. So I'm okay with those purchases, even though they were maybe impulse or maybe not something that I absolutely needed. I am happy to have those because they will last me into next year. And I'm not putting these into a back stock of like 13 other products that I have to use up before these. These are the next things that I'm using. The puppy is apparently saying that I need to hurry it up and pay attention to him. So the next thing, and again, this goes back to what I was saying about the ceramiding cream. I picked up a tube of the Vanny cream, and this is the Daily Facial Moisturizer with hyaluronic acid and ceramides. And I picked this up because Emily Noel was singing the praises of this. I think she talked about having some issues with sensitive skin or her skin barrier, and she said that she started slathering this on and that it helped her skin. So I picked this up from Amazon. It was $10 for this tube, but I'm basically using that as, you know, my barrier cream. So basically the night after I use my different gel, I'm putting this on. And not only that, but like the days that I'm not wearing makeup, I'm using this because I'm trying to be mindful of protecting my barrier as I'm using these more intensive actives. So I wanted to try this out. I went ahead and I purchased that off of Amazon. So, the next one is actually a freebie. I talked about this in my deck of panning because I rolled it into that project, but this is one of the e.l.f. lip stains. This is in Saucy Sienna. Apparently I had purchased enough from e.l.f. that I was in their tier system for their rewards, and so I earned myself a free lip stain. So this showed up in the mail by itself in an envelope, and I was like, I didn't order anything from e.l.f. So I got myself a lip stain. I'm actually really enjoying this to kind of spoil my feelings about it for my Deck of Pan update, but I'm really enjoying this. You guys had a lot of suggestions for me, so I appreciate that. And I basically, like you said, I put it on, I let it sit for a little while, I blot off the rest, and it leaves behind this beautiful stain. So even after a lipstick or a lip gloss wears off, the stain is kind of left behind. So I've been enjoying it that way, and I was happy to get it as a free gift because it was something that I probably would never have purchased for myself. So thank you to e.l.f. for that. This next purchase was something that I was planning on purchasing during Black Friday, and so when the sale finally opened at Tower 28, I did pick this up. So I've been using the SOS spray from Tower 28. It is the first step in my daytime skincare, and I got that in that Sephora sampler kit at the beginning of the summer. And again, I absolutely loved it. And so when I saw that typically Tower 28 does a 28% off of orders, like what is it, $50 and above, I knew that this would get me there. So basically that is what I did. I purchased the Big Mac Daddy refill. This has 16 ounces. So this will fill up the 4-ounce spray bottle 4 times. And it's taken me since the summer to basically almost use up that. So this is going to be more than a year of product. I might start having to use this at night so that I use it up before it goes bad. But it was too good of a deal to pass up to get 28% off this. So I did pick up the Mac Daddy refill of that. And then I also did get the Make Waves mascara from Tower 28. Because my whole purchase was 28% off, I did get this for $14.40. So that's pretty much a drugstore price for a mascara nowadays. And I do really enjoy the Make Waves mascara. It does not flake or smudge on me. I love how it gives me the separated kind of like Bambi eyes. I love a rubber bristle, and so I am very happy to have this. I actually am using a mini of this right now, and so if you want to see that in action, I can link my Get Ready With Me's. I've done 2 of them in the past couple weeks, and I have been using the mini of this and really, really love it and enjoy it. So happy to have those in my collection, and I only have in my back stock, I have 1 full-size mascara and 1 mini. So again, I'm not overinflating my categories, and I will definitely be able to get through all of those mascaras probably within like the first half of the year. Another restock, I picked up 2 more of the Nakia Joy Velvet Finishing Powders. These are the loose powders. These are my holy grails. Again, I've been using them in my Get Ready With Me's if you want to see them in action, but I absolutely love this powder. It sets down my base and it fills in my pores. It makes everything look like smooth and velvety without, looking cakey. This is a good touch-up powder. It looks good under my under eyes. Like, I can't say enough good things, and it also has a lovely vanilla scent. I think she just released a pink powder. Did she? I know she has a pressed version and she has a fragrance-free version, but I wonder, did she come out with a pink version? I'm curious about pink powders, so you guys are going to have to tell me your opinions about pink powders. I'm very, very curious. And if she does have a pink powder in her line, I know she has a couple sales throughout the year before her big sale on Black Friday, and then she also has like a Boxing Day sale. But if you guys tell me your experiences with pink powders, because I might pick up a pink powder from Nikia Joy next year if that is something that she offers. Oh, and these were 25 to 30% off on Black Friday, so that is why definitely I wait for the sale for those. Okay, here we go. I ordered from Elf, and this won't be a surprise. So this is my restock of my setting sprays. So between these three and the three from Gerard Cosmetics, these will get me through 2024. So those are a must-have. And sorry, this is the Dewy Coconut Setting Mist from Elf. So love those. And then what else? Oh, I picked up one of the lip oils. And they didn't have a lot of the like more nude colors left, and really this goes on pretty much clear. And so I did, let's see, do I need any more lip oil? So this has a minty smell and taste. They're very smooth, very comfortable, very hydrating. I'm actually catching myself like popping in here to put this on if my lips are feeling a little bit dry. So I'm reaching for this over my like chapsticks. But it makes me wonder, do you guys remember the mint of the EOS bombs and how it was like burning people's lips because it had too much mint in it and it was having people's lips have reactions? I wonder if anybody's having reactions to the mint in this. Sometimes I feel like mint can be a little bit irritating. So having a lip oil that is like lip conditioning, but with a mint component in it, sometimes to me sounds like a contradiction, but hey, I'm liking it so far. I'm not having any reactions to it. It feels so smooth and comfortable and hydrating and just so glossy, and loving it. The last items that I picked up from Elf during their sale is actually 4 of these. So this is the Holy Hydration Daily Moisturizer, and I'm going to put down 3 of them and just hold up the one. So mainly I purchased 3 and got this one for free. This is typically a $10 moisturizer, and I got the 3 of them for $5.60 each. And there's a puppy moving. $5.60 each, and then got one for free. So what do we equal that all out for? Like $3.50 each for these? Like, I love that. I love this moisturizer. It is so good. It works well for my oily skin. So I am set for moisturizers for the majority of next year, and that makes me so happy because then I'm not going to be scrambling and making maybe other purchases on more expensive moisturizers. Even though I say that, and then I did this. Oh, let me show it that way. So lo and behold, the actual Black Friday sale for Sephora rolled around, and they ended up having this 50% off. So this has been in my loves list. I used up the sample sizes. I absolutely loved it. And I looked at it and I just couldn't do it for the price. So when I saw that this was going to be one of their deals for 50% off, I said, what the hell? Like, I understand. So this ended up being $24, but again, this is a $48 moisturizer, and I really love what it did for my skin. So when my skin is not having a good time, and let's talk. I keep saying to you guys, and he has the squeaky toy again. I keep saying to you guys that I'm 39 years old. I'm struggling with skin concerns. I want to be more aware of my actives. I want to be taking care of my skin. This skin needs to last me. And so I want to invest a little bit more into skincare. So while I'm happy to have a moisturizer that is an everyday moisturizer that I got for basically $3 or $4 a tube, I'm happy to have that. But on the days that my skin is going through it and I need to actually put some good stuff in, that's when I want things like this. So I don't mind paying some higher prices for skincare if I know that it's going to do well for my skin. I don't have time for my skin to bounce back like it used to, and so I'm mindful of that. This also goes into my next purchase. And I picked up the Kiehl's Creamy Eye Treatment with Avocado. So Chic Geek raves about this all the time, and her skin looks amazing. She talks about having used this product since I think in her 20s, and they're playing around my lights. They're playing around my lights. And so if something goes timber, we'll have to see. But she talks about using this product since in her 20s, and she talks about how she barely has any under eye wrinkles. And that just blows my mind because I think we are about the same age. And so when they had this 50% off, so this is a huge tub. This is almost a full fluid ounce. And usually eye creams are half this size. So when they had this on sale for 50% off, so $30 instead of $60, which they ended up having a 2-pack of this that was also on sale, which again, I think sometimes they get us. So I purchased this, but this is my first time using it. I don't need to buy a 2-pack of this until I know how it's going to react with my skin, but I wanted to invest in an eye cream. I'm not getting as much sleep as I used to. I'm getting fine lines under my under eyes. The skin under my under eyes is thinning just with age. And so before I decide to go and invest in fillers, which I'm toying with, I wanted to try an eye cream. And an eye cream that has been raved about and highly recommended by somebody with skin like mine. So I did pick up this eye cream. With how big this is, I don't see why this wouldn't last me the entire year, which I am thrilled about. So again, I'm not disappointed in myself because I did go over budget. But I'm not disappointed in myself because these are things that I am investing in these products to invest in my skin. And I'm okay with that. I made peace with that. So I hope that you guys will understand and make peace with the fact that I did go over budget. But I think when I talked about my budget video, when I did my other Get Ready With Me, I kind of said, look, I'm going to go over budget. I do every year, but I'm mindful about it, and I'm mindful about the things that I'm bringing in. I could have gone out and purchased a crap ton more Pat McGrath palettes and gone over budget, but that to me would feel like a waste versus me investing in skincare. So looking at my overall, which I have one more purchase, but I'll explain that one. Let me go through the numbers that actually count. So last month we left off with $93.70 in my bank. And then I had 2 paychecks during November. And when I went back to actually balance my savings account because my numbers weren't lining up, I realized that I had put an additional $100 in there from my birthday money. So I got a total of $300 from family members and from my husband in birthday cash, like just money. And I had stuck that away, and apparently I had transferred all of it into my savings account for my beauty budget. So even looking at my complete budget, I added $300 to that this year. So that's why, again, I raised my budget for next year. But I spent a total of, and let me see if this actually includes, okay, so this number does not include the $100. So I spent a total of $338.23 for all of these makeup items and skincare items. So with our $93 plus the $100 from the paychecks and the $100 from the birthday money, I ended up with a negative $44.53. Now, of course, I do not let my actual bank account go negative. I'm not paying a $32 overdraft fee when I can just pay myself back after I get paid again. And actually, I've already gotten my paycheck for December, so I was able to transfer some money over and take care of what I owed myself for these products. So negative $44 for this month. But with me knowing what I've purchased in December and my projection, I will not be negative for the year. And I think that that's the part that is important. So even with the things that I've purchased, I will not be negative at the end of the year, but I did supplement my budget with $300 from my birthday money, and really that was so I could experiment with more indie palettes and actually purchase some palettes. So I'm okay with that. So that is what we're looking at. So we're rolling into December with a negative $44. But again, have faith, cross your fingers. We will do well for the end of the year. Now, the things that necessarily don't count. So the sponges that I'm using right now are the DSMD Shop sponges. I purchased those at the beginning of this year. So those are my sponges that I'm using. But I've been so fearful that she would not restock, that she wasn't bringing back her business, that when she said she was restocking for a limited quantity on Thanksgiving, I did pick up sponges. So I did purchase 8 sponges. So these will get me through. The sponges that I'm using right now will get me through the majority of 2024, and then these sponges will get me through the end of 2024 into 2025. So I should not have to purchase sponges again until next year, Black Friday time, and I hope that her business is back up and running. So I wanted to purchase these because if I didn't buy these sponges now, the sponges that I would end up getting, because I can get the like $2 paw sponges, but I prefer a sponge to this cut, and I can't find anything that is reasonable. And so my other choice would be to spend $14 a sponge from Nakia Joy. So this point, I am spending money to save money. That is the way I am saying it to myself. So this cost is going to be going into my 2024 budget / inventory tracking. And some of you might not agree with that, but overall I'm not counting the cost of beauty tools because I purchase so little throughout the year. So this cost shouldn't matter anyway, but I am going to be tracking it on my 2024 budget. So if you watched my video and you guys saw how I have my spreadsheet broken down, this will go under my beauty tools. So those are my sponges. These are something that is a necessity. I do not do my makeup with brushes. I cannot stand the way that my base looks with brushes. I know Singe Beauty just released face brushes, and as much as I probably will try a couple of those and maybe purchase a couple, and I want to buy some brushes from BK Beauty, I will not buy foundation brushes or concealer brushes because I just don't like the way that those leave texture on my face. So I need my sponges. Yes, need. I will say need. So those are all my purchases. And I will tell you this. I'll tell you with sponges. How much were those? It was $48 altogether. So what is that? So they were $6 a sponge, which again is not a bad price for sponges. So I will gladly pay $6 per sponge and kind of eat that into my budget for next year, but I am totally okay. So that amount did go on to my spreadsheet for 2024, but it is accounted for the November purchase. So I'm not changing my purchase dates. I could have lied to you guys and told you, oh, I purchased these sponges in January. I could have done that, but I'm not going to. I want to be transparent with my mindset, and because I'm preaching about conscious consumerism and I'm preaching about my budget, I didn't want to lie to you guys about what I'm doing, but this is a tool that I need to be able to continue to do my makeup, to continue to utilize my collection. So that was a needed expense in my eyes. But I'll quit beating a dead horse. I feel like on my channel, you guys won't hold my feet to the fire over it. You guys won't call me a hypocrite for doing what I'm doing. It is my money. It's my collection. I'm being mindful about it. That's the whole purpose of this channel and of this video. So that's where I'm leaving that. So how many items did I bring in all together? So 23 without the sponges and then 31 with the sponges. So lots of things coming into my inventory. Of course, I will do a full inventory video in a couple weeks, including my spreadsheets and how my numbers have fluctuated and changed. Of course, if I know that I go through 6 setting sprays a year, I'm going to bring in 6 setting sprays. And so my setting spray number will once again be big at the beginning of the year because I know that I will use those up throughout the year. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this month's buys and buys. Of course, my buys and buys for December will be posted in January, so we'll kind of have some overlap with the years and the end of the year stuff, but definitely stay tuned for those. Of course, like I said, if you want to see the get ready with me to see how I did this look, that'll be linked down below. I already linked it up in the eye. It'll be linked down below. But my voice is starting to go, and I think I need to play with the puppy a little bit. But otherwise, I'm going to encourage you guys to do all the things. Go ahead and do a thumbs up on this video. Let me know that you're still enjoying this series. Leave me a comment down below. You guys know I love our conversations. I reply back to all of you, and I think that you guys are so insightful and so amazing at sharing your journey this year with your collections and with your budgeting. Let me know down below what was your favorite Black Friday purchase, or tell me, did you shop Black Friday at all? If you purchased nothing, we will all celebrate you in the comment section. So let me know down below. Also, make sure to subscribe because, of course, conscious consumerism, eyeshadow beauty, project panning, all of that jazz. And then, of course, I have all of my finales, my wrap-ups, and my inventories coming at the end of the year. And then, we start January again. We have all of our intros. So make sure to stick around for those. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. I am almost to 1,000 subscribers, and so I wonder if I'll be able to hit that benchmark by the end of the year. That would be a wonderful way to celebrate the end of the year and going into 2024. So of course, don't forget to subscribe, and I appreciate every single one of you. I wish all of you a beautiful day. Thank you for being here, and I will catch you in my next one.